Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast, where I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey. Today, we have the one and only Jeff Allen on the show today. Super excited for this guy. His bio is this. He has two amazing boys named Jack and Lucas. He's married to his love of his life, Jennifer, for 10 years. And fun fact, 831 is one of his favorite numbers. Wonder why. Did we miss anything, Jeff?
I think that's it. No, you covered the basics, and obviously we can get deeper if you want.
The most important things. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. So the real reason why we got connected is there's a small thing called the Beast Games. And this guy right here won it out of 1,000 people. It was the biggest cash prize winning up to this date, I think, ever in any kind of game show. Jeff is the winner. So I thought it would be really fun to just kind of unpack all of that. And Jeff he has way more than just winning a game show. I'll just say that. So I wanted to kind of unpack that and also kind of get the thought behind what he wants to do next. He has a little bit of scratch to be able to kind of put something intentional to it. And so he's really on this uncommon journey, and, it's a good start to 2025 for you. So Jeff, thank you for being on the show, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure you're doing a lot of these, but it's fun to be able to hear from your lips of what happened and kind of your perspective, because I have a feeling a lot of people don't know exactly what you went through, and you have a story to tell. So first off, let's talk about the most important things, your family. Tell me about them.
Cool. Yeah, no, thanks, Phillip. Happy to be here. My family today is amazing. I have two young boys, 9 and 7. The 9-year-old was kind of like my Beast Games coach. He introduced me to Mr. Beast.
Okay.
So I didn't know much about Mr. Beast, and I started watching videos with him. And then his little brother, Lucas, has a rare brain disease, just kind of one of a few hundred in the world with this rare disease. And so he was kind of my inspiration to get on the show. So if it wasn't for my sons, I would never have found Mr. Beast or applied for Mr. Beast Games, and ultimately wouldn't have won. What's crazy, $10 million. So
$10 million was the winning $10
million.
Ticket. But you didn't know that at the time. It was only 5. And for those that have seen it, you get what happened. For those who don't, watch it and you'll see what happened. But okay, so what did you do before Beast Games? Like, what was your career and your profession?
Yeah, so I went to school for business, 20 some years ago.
Out in Cali?
No, in Ohio. So I was born and raised in Ohio, and went to school at Ohio University, played football there, studied business.
Wait, you were on offense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't run the ball. Were you the quarterback?
No. Oh, no, I play wide receiver.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Sorry.
I love that. No, it's good. Did you play yourself?
Yeah, I play a little football. I'm the quarterback though, so I can
sweet. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I was just texting with my quarterback a couple days ago. But anyway, after that, like a lot of people who were in athletics, got into sales and medical device sales. So the orthopedic surgeon for the football team was like, "Hey, come shadow me for a day." I did it. And I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." So then I got into medical device sales. I was in medical device sales and sales leadership for about a dozen years.
Which is not easy. Like, that's pretty cutthroat.
It's cutthroat, and it's a doctor you're talking to. So you can't BS. These people are the smartest of the smartest, the creme de la creme. So I was super fortunate to have some doctors and nurses who looked at me and kind of go, "Okay, you're young, you're green. I'm going to teach you." And fortunately, I was a sponge and had some amazing doctors to kind of shepherd me through learning about it. So I was in orthopedics for a little bit, and then went to the cardiovascular side, which I loved. So working with mostly interventional cardiologists. And then when I moved out west about 15 years ago, I kind of got into a little bit more of tech, med tech, healthcare tech.
Sure.
And just did that for literally my whole career, healthcare sales and sales leadership. And just before Beast Games, I was leading a sales team, and I got laid off, kind of funny.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, interesting.
So it's kind of, this is one of my mantras is, finding the beauty in the bumps. You kind of think things while they happen and knowing that good is going to come from it. And so if it wasn't for me getting laid off last April, who knows if I would have had the gall to apply and go tell my boss, "Hey, I need 5 weeks off." So
yeah, so that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Like, what was the conversations between you and Jennifer before, like, hey, I'm going to go try this. Like, I could be gone for 5 weeks.
So my wife, we've been married 10 years, 11 years this October, and she's awesome. Like we are a fantastic pair for one another. I'm a little bit more spontaneous and adventurous, and she is structured planner. And so for me, when I was going to apply, I'm like, okay, I can't tell her I'm doing this until I'm in, because like if I really tell her, she's going to start thinking about logistics. Okay, who's taking kids to school? Who's going to babysit here when I'm traveling here? Like, I just didn't want her to go through that exercise until it was for real. Mm-hmm. So once I told her, she kind of like looked at me and was like, hey, like, I know this is an awesome platform to go talk about Lucas, because that was the aim, is how can I talk about my son's rare disease? But she goes, if you're going to do this, you better win it.
Yeah, win the thing.
And so like that's just my wife. She's the perfect balance of support and challenge you want as a partner. Like tells me I'm doing great, but also will poke me in the chest like, hey, come on.
Yeah. You don't know anything about the show, but let me tell you something that's like a common theme about the show is people, we say step off into the uncommon path is when they start going down a different way to build wealth. And one of the common themes, Jeff, is that without their spouse, there's no way they could be where they're at. Like that is a common theme that, I mean, without the support, men and women, of their spouse, like no way could they do it. So right in line.
And when it comes to wealth, I was making way more money than my wife when we met. But for some reason, she had more money than I had. Like she knew how to budget and how to be smart with her money. And so like, it was one of our first kind of exercises of vulnerability in a relationship where it's like, I'm going to show you all my credit cards and stuff, and I'm going to ask you for help, and hopefully you don't run. And we got on a budget and like literally tracking every dollar spent, because I was making enough money where I should have had money saved.
Yeah. Right.
And so like she loved me like no one else in finance. Like she taught me more about finance than anybody else. And
that's awesome.
Does not have a financial background.
How'd you guys meet?
Kind of like kismet. Like I just moved out to California. I went to I was driving up the coast from San Diego to San Francisco, stopped in a church that I've been to, like a non-denominational church. And I see this girl and I'm like, oh my gosh, like who is it? Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm from the Midwest. I'm like, are you a movie star? We didn't say a word to each other. Like literally didn't say a word. 3 weeks later, we are 500 miles away, like 3 hours north of San Francisco. And she walks by me at this personal development course and goes, I saw you at church a few weeks ago. I'm like, that's her. So it's like that's divine, awesome, Yeah. So it's, and that was, almost 15 years ago.
That's awesome. Okay, I want to get into all that too, but I feel like my listeners are like, you're an idiot, Phillip. Like, ask them all the questions you want to about Beast Games. So let's talk about how intimidating it is, because there's 1,000 people. So from your words, tell us what Beast Games is, so at least some of those listeners that haven't watched it knows what it is.
For sure. So I'll start with Mr.Beast. So Mr.Beast is the largest YouTuber in the world. They have like 370 million subscribers, put out amazing content. Some of it is kind of Jimmy Donaldson, the main guy who puts himself through kind of challenges, 7 days in solitary confinement, 7 days in a bunker, or he puts people through these challenges that are kind of elementary on paper, but are pretty complex and cool when you watch them. Just an amazing content creator and philanthropist, and now kind of business. He has a giant kind of a chocolate company called Feastables. So he loves to kind of push the needle and said, hey, like I want to create the largest competition reality show ever. And the prize is going to have $5 million. And I want this to have 1,000 people. So I think it broke like 44 Guinness records, which is crazy. So he loves having giant spectacles. So for me,
kind of like Willy Wonka, I would say a little bit, right?
By the way, he's like Willy Wonka, Walt Disney. He did a Willy Wonka themed challenge, if you find it on YouTube, where he gave away a chocolate factory. He's crazy. That's awesome. But yeah, he's super, super talented, committed to his craft, and he wanted to put on the biggest game show. I see it like online to apply, and I applied.
What was that process like? Just put your name in and see what happens?
A little bit. I mean, a little bit more kind of nuance than that. But like it's you complete a video, you record a video, and again, I've never done content creation. I don't edit, and so I just did it on my webcam, and it was pretty vanilla. And then you kind of have to do some social media background checks, some health and wellness checks, an interview, kind of a little. I'd imagine like a little bit of a psych check to make sure you're not crazy. But it was a handful of calls and a bunch of forms to fill out. And then when I got in, I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally don't know anybody. So I'm going into this thing, don't know a single soul. And I was like when I got there, I'm like, what am I doing here? Like I stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah.
You were definitely different in that crowd. It's good. Was it intimidating having the cameras on you the whole time?
Yeah, I wasn't used to it, you know, and like you look around and you see some people like, oh my gosh, like I ask them what they do. Like, oh, like they have multiple million Instagram followers or content creators. Like they know how to have sound bites and talk. Like, and I'm going, oh, what do I say? You eventually get used to it.
Yeah. Right. Have you watched the season now that you're done?
Oh yeah.
Okay. How do you feel like you were portrayed? Because I feel like if you're being videotaped as long and as many times, as much as you were doing that, they can portray pretty much any character they wanted to. Does that make sense? Like you pull out for 5 weeks, you pull out your worst characteristics and you're like, yeah, that guy's a villain. I didn't think they did that with you, but I'd love to hear from your perspective.
Yeah. I mean, clearly my edit was great. Like I was the winner and
right.
But even how it went, like, and again, I hate saying this because I sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but that was how I played the game. Sure. Like I wanted to play the game super fair and honest and kind of win it the right way. So like I felt like they portrayed me. They showed all my colors. Like even I got fired up in episode 8, you know, going at JC. There was times where I was calm. So I mean, I feel like they showed all my colors. They probably could have showed me being a little more awkward on camera in the first few episodes, but I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's good. Was it fun to watch it with your family?
It was afterwards? So fun. Okay. It was, and they kind of tell you like, hey, because it was awesome. You know, like again, I am in my 40s. To do this is like, it's like summer camp. Like for 5 weeks, put the phones away. You get to build relationships. So it was like the time of my life. Winning it was the icing on the cake. So like they kind of tell you like when you watch this thing, you're going to feel all these feelings again. Like it's going to be as fun as being in it. And it really was. It was just super cool to watch it with friends and family and to kind of be on the journey with them.
That's cool. So they probably you couldn't tell anybody you won it when you got back, right?
Yeah. I was fortunate that my wife and my oldest son were there when I won. So I was able to like talk about it with them, but like I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my dad. I have 4 sisters. None of them knew. And so I kind of had to like, how do I weave?
Yeah, that's a little tough.
Yeah, and fortunately, what I told people at the beginning was that, hey, like, yeah, it just...
I went a long ways.
I went a long ways, but like the $5 million wasn't in the cards for me.
Yeah, right.
Because it wasn't.
It sure wasn't.
It sure wasn't.
Okay, so let's talk about the downtime and logistics of it. Because 5 weeks is 5 weeks. We get to see like the games and like all the action, the highlights, but the viewers don't get to watch the downtime, right? The things that you had to endure as they set the train back up, literally.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of like, and again, this is my first show I've ever been in. I'm not on TV sets or movie sets. So I don't know what really goes on, but there's a lot of waiting. Yeah. So there was a ton of waiting, especially when there's 1,000 people. Like think about the logistics of feeding 1,000 people, about, hey, we're about to start recording this challenge. Make sure everybody's gone to the restroom. So the logistics, especially when there's so many contestants, were just super challenging. And the staff, the team, Amazon Prime, the Beast team were awesome. But it got a lot more fun and exciting when it gets to less people, like 21 people or less. It was just super cool because we all know each other. Yeah. We're kind of all, we know what we're there to do. We want to win, but also understand that like the sooner we get our stuff together, the sooner they can start filming. That's right.
Okay. So what was so now you're at this point where you pick number 6, the case, which was freaking brilliant, by the way. I watched it again last night because I was like, I just got to watch this again. Fascinating. And even Mr. Beast, Jimmy, was pretty surprised about that. Yeah. to this day, it had to be a God thing. Like, so let's talk about your faith and all this. Not only your faith in the Beast Games, that's fine, but also your faith just in your whole entire Uncommon journey. How has that played a factor? Obviously, you got your wife out of the deal, so hoo-ah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is when you look back, and this is one of the things that like I have trained myself to do is look back at these things that seem challenging or seem kind of, man, I can't believe I went through that, and find the good that came through it. Mm-hmm. And so, I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school, 1 to 12, and then kind of started seeking, like, kind of got into, read Autobiography of a Yogi and kind of looked at Self-Realization Fellowship. Believe it or not, I actually visited Maharishi University in Iowa.
Oh, really? Fairfield, the flying Maharishis.
No,
levitating.
I was looking. I'm like, I was just in this place. Like, I want to go back to school. So I went. I think it's the only time I went to Iowa. It was pretty campus. So I've always kind of been a seeker. And then when my son Lucas was diagnosed with this rare condition, I called one of my friends, Miriam, who is just probably the closest to God or to faith. And I said, hey, like, can you teach me how to pray? Like, I need to learn how to pray again. So she kind of reinvigorated my faith, and based in kind of the Old Testament and the Torah. And so I kind of just fell in love with the Torah. But my aim is to get close to God, to get close to the Creator. And, I'm not kind of assigned to a specific route or technique to do it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So let's talk about that. So you're married, 4 years? And then your first child comes? Is that right? Or 3 years?
No, not even that. It's, so we were together that long. We were, our first child came, a year and 2 weeks after we were married.
Okay. Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a different paradigm shift, right? When you become a father, I would say. So tell me kind of that kind of transition for the first child. And then let's talk about Lucas, because that was a little bit different. And when did you find out that, like, oh, there's something a little bit off here? So let's talk about Jack first, and then we'll go into your second son. Yeah.
So, Jack, we were married a year, and then Jack comes, and, I had no clue what it was like to be a dad. Like, I knew I came from a big family. I had 4 sisters. I knew I wanted to be a dad, but I didn't know what it looked like.
Sure.
But it was awesome. Like, I literally thought in childbirth, like, I'd be sitting in the corner texting my family updates, but I was like, we were in there, like, the labor was amazing. Like, I always thought it was cliche, like, oh, it's one of the best days of my life. I get it now. Like you see life come from nothing. You see my wife's hips like move, and it's like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. So, Jack was a sweet boy, kind of he kind of looked like an old man when he came out, and he just kind of grew up into this handsome boy. And, he's a sweet little kind of righteous kid. That's cool. Super blessed.
That's cool. Okay. Then Lucas comes. Here comes hot Lucas. Let's go.
Yeah. And Lucas was 20 months later, normal birth, everything, normal labor. And, just a beautiful, he came out and we're like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful little thing we've ever seen. And then kind of fast forward 8 months, we just started noticing he was developing different than Jack, and kind of couldn't sit up, wasn't very verbal, wasn't crying. And we just knew something was off. And that kind of started our diagnosis journey. And that journey, we hooked him up to a ton of machines, did a ton of tests. Some doctors had some ideas, some doctors had no answers, so they were all wrong. And then fast forward, I think it was like 20 months after we get diagnosed, finally, after calling in every favor with any doctor to help us try to find an answer. He got diagnosed with creatine transporter deficiency, which is a rare brain disease that our bodies make creatine naturally. Everybody probably should be taking creatine. It's even good for the normal person's brain. But it goes in the blood, and once it gets to the blood-brain barrier, there's a transporter that brings it in, and that transporter is defective. So his brain doesn't get the creatine it needs to function, develop, and thrive.
Wow. Pretty devastating for you and Jennifer, I'm sure. Like, how is that? How'd you process this? It seems like the faith probably had to play a pretty big role of that.
Yeah, it's I'm the sales guy. I'm the optimist. Hey, he's probably just delayed. It's no big deal. He's going to catch up. Jen is very pragmatic. And so, eventually, and then, so we get the diagnosis and it's kind of like, oh yes, we now know it. And then we go and Google it and we're like, oh, shoot, there's no therapy. There's no therapy. There's no treatment. Right. There's no cure. So, you go into this mode where, I think I probably surrendered a little quicker than Jen, and surrender doesn't mean I give up. It just means this is what it is. And what do we do with it? Mm-hmm. And so, I think faith, so believe it or not, my faith wasn't that strong when Lucas was here. Lucas brought me faith because of his diagnosis. I reach out to my friend and I just start reconnecting with my faith. It was always there. I always believed in God, but I wasn't practicing. And so, the beautiful thing is Lucas kind of brought me it. Lucas, his name means bringer of light. And he literally brought the light of God, the light of the Creator, kind of back to me.
That's really cool. So you win Beast Games. Whammy. What was your initial thoughts? Was it just blackout?
Totally. Oh my gosh.
When you opened that case, you didn't really look at it. You're just like, yep, that's pretty much what happened. It was great.
That last day, the last challenges, I was remarkably calm, and I didn't, and the level of certainty I had that I was in 6 was unlike anything I've ever had. It was bizarre, and beautiful. So for me, if there's a behind the scenes on episode 10 that John Uche has on YouTube. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you or any viewers who watch Beast Games to watch John Uche's BTS, and they kind of show Jimmy and the team kind of explaining the last challenge to me in Tawana number 830. And so we each got to open the briefcase before to see what happens when you open it. And so we saw that a light comes on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So and so when I did that, I was, again, my eyes were fixed on Tawana 830. Right. And I knew that if I saw a light, I won. So I opened it up. I see the light and it's kind of like, oh my gosh.
Whoa. Yeah.
And then you hear Mr. Beast, you hear Jimmy kind of go, oh, and so it was surreal. And at the time I kind of jump onto the money. I don't mean to slide down. I just was falling. So I had to slide down it. And then I look down and I see my wife and son Jack there. And I thought they had already gone home because they were there for episode 8. So I had no clue. So I was so many crazy things that happened. It goes from 5 million to 10 million. I actually win on the first try. My wife and oldest son are still there. And it's at this time, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. We started filming at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow. It was an all night deal.
All night deal.
Oh, wow. Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Wait, was it real money? I had to ask that. My
yes. And it's crazy. So literally there was $10 million of real US dollars. There was, I don't know, a dozen or 20 armed security guards there. Cause again,
yeah, things can go south.
It's cash.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I loved your son. Who's how are you going to get all this home? That was a great question.
It's, and then if you on the behind the scenes, there's some more kind of ad libs from him, but yeah, I loved it. Dad, how are we going to get all this home? So sweet.
I think it was Jimmy was oh, we'll wire it. So that's my first question. So your initial reaction when you won, and then what was your reaction when that $10 million hit your bank account?
It's crazy. And so the $10 million doesn't hit until after the final episode is aired. So this was filmed in August and September. The final episode was aired in February. So there's 5 months of marinating. It's
just waiting.
You plant a seed, it's going to grow, or your fingers are crossed that it's going to happen. But when it hits me, and the fact that it was 10 million and not with taxes withheld.
Yeah, right.
Just wild. And it's not they called it. It's not they called me and said, "Hey, did you get it?" It was, "Hey, we're going to wire you this money tomorrow."
Yep.
And I look at my bank and I'm like, "It's there."
Make sure those account numbers are right.
Totally.
Let's talk about taxes. How do you prepare for that? You just set them aside? Because it was really nice. It went from 5 to 10 million because then now you can actually take home 5.
Yeah, no. And so, the ultimate aim for us is how do we make sure that Lucas is cared for? And then how do we help invest into research to make sure that, other families have a treatment? The ultimate aim is can we find something where our kiddos have a therapy for creatine transporter deficiency? So for us, there's a lot of things we need to consider. Like, so, tell me a little bit more about kind of, Uncommon Wealth. You guys, you're a financial advising.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we
do all of that.
So for us is like we will have a tax liability. The question is, how much do we put into a donor advised fund, or
there you go. Good.
or how much should we donate this year to a kind of the nonprofit, or do we create a new foundation? There's a ton of stuff. And then we kind of look at, there's obviously tax exempt investments, whether it's solar or whatever it may be. Right. So the first thing we did was hired a very good tax attorney.
Smart.
And then also, so setting aside, hey, this is how much wealth, or this is how much money that we need to be paying taxes based on how much you're going to put into a donor advised fund. Yeah. Then kind of going, can we have that money work for us for 9 or 10 months? So you look at different structured products. Yeah. These are things that I had no clue existed. Like, fortunately, my wife works for a pretty cool company called ARTA, ARTA. And it's a fintech company that brings the tools of the uber wealthy to, people who are accredited investors, or even, I'm now a qualified purchaser. So it's like, I just had no clue you could have structured products for 9 months that are, principal protected. Anyway, that's what we're making sure that money is set aside for taxes, but it's also ideally doing a little bit of work for us in the meantime.
Because don't take this the wrong way, Jeff, but $10 million is a ton of money. But when you think about the other things, it's not that much money. It goes away quick. Because one of your big things is hey, I want to try to find a cure for Lucas. And I'm like, that sounds great, but $10 million is going to be a beep.
Well, yeah, it's true, but you have to start somewhere. It's kind of hey, if you're really, really overweight and you got to lose 100 pounds, well, guess what? You have to lose the first one.
Valid. Right.
One. So yeah, I get it. I am not naive to think that, hey, we're going to solve this, but I understand that now that I have a platform, and now that I actually have money, and I can move the needle and inspire others to do it, man, I think we'll get there. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of when.
Right. Okay. So how has your life changed after you've won? How would you say? You're a content creator now. You and
I mean, it's, I was literally walking my son in our wagon yesterday, and someone yells out the window, "Hey, congrats."
That's hilarious.
So, obviously getting recognized is interesting and fun, and, but there's a lot of ways where life hasn't changed, Mm-hmm. I still drive my minivan. I'm not going to go buy a fancy car anytime soon. But I have a voice, and I have a platform to be able to kind of tell my story, share my content, and ultimately kind of help spread the word about rare diseases, in particular, CTD. It's
crazy how you didn't have a job, and then you came back from Beast Games, and you have another job. It's the one you get to create, the uncommon one.
And I've always been kind of interested in kind of, small businesses and entrepreneurial stuff. And I was doing stuff. So I was starting businesses, and kind of between my layoff, actually even before then, kind of some side hustles. So it's just neat to kind of go, gosh, I truly get to create whatever I want right now. And I'm in a super blessed situation.
Have you been in contact with anybody from the show?
Contestants?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, and this is the kind of the biggest takeaway for me that I did not expect. In addition to winning $10 million, was how many amazing people I met. It's like you go to work or you go to school and you become friends with people, and then you go your separate ways. It's like, oh yeah, I'll reach out to them once a year. Right. There's people who I talk to every other day, and it's been 6 months. So it's like there was some amazing people who are very talented, good people. Honestly, believe it or not, Beast Games gave me a ton of hope for the future of humanity.
Oh, good. I was thinking of you're in a pressure cooker. If you think about it, it's a little bit like war. You're in this experience that is different than everybody else could have. I don't have that experience, but you're in that experience with other people, and it's a pressure cooker, right? You were experiencing the same thing that other people. So I could see how lasting relationships would last for now and forever. But the person I want to just kind of quick highlight is Tawana. Man, you can really see somebody's character when things don't go your way. And she had a couple opportunities to hit that button. And I think be different than what she was. And she was resolute. Like, I really got a lot out of her. Like, wow. Good for you.
She was my favorite. I mean, like, so her number was 830. Mine was 831. So we were literally right next to each other in episode 1 for like
at the beginning, right?
Yeah, for 3 days in a row. I mean, that first episode took like 2.5 days to film. So I got to know her, and what you see is who she is. She is an awesome leader, a great person. And just always wants to do the right thing.
Right. There was a point, and for the listeners, that she could have taken $1 million and completely hosed a lot of people. She didn't hit that button. She was like, nope, my credibility is not for sale. And I was like, what?
It's crazy. And then she did it again. So she did that in episode 2, 3, right? And she did it in episode 8. Yeah. She's just,
right.
She is.
And then I think Jimmy had a really good question for Tawana at the end. Do you regret not hitting that button? And she was like, nope, it just wasn't my time.
And she means it. That's the crazy thing.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. So she's, it was one of these things where when I got to know her, I kind of go, gosh, this is who I want to go against at the end. Like, she is a formidable competitor, and it was just crazy to think that that's how
you were going to get it, right?
It was me versus her, which is, was great.
Have you talked to her since?
Yeah. So we all got together, kind of had a reunion show. That's also on Johnny Shea's YouTube, and got to talk to her, got to meet her daughters, talk to her husband. So yeah, it was good to see her, but I hope she gets to do another Mr. Beast challenge, and I hope she takes home some money.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Have you found that people treat you different now? Or like, do your friends like reach out, hey man, I need some money?
Yes and no. I'd say the vast majority treat me no different. There's a couple here and there who, hey, can you sponsor me for this? And, and believe it or not, like these are friends who I know well. And it's like, hey, like, you know what I'll sponsor is I'll sponsor someone to help you learn how to budget, cause like we've had these conversations for years. So it's more of like, I definitely want to help, especially friends, like, cause I've been in their shoes. I've been in their shoes where the reason I think you have challenges with money is cause you've never really tackled it. Mm-hmm. Once you tackled it and you see how it works for you, your relationship changes, and money in some weird way is just zeros and commas on a screen.
Sure is.
That give you peace of mind. So
yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool. Yeah. Right. So if you kind of understand how it works and then how to work with it, that's what changes your life, not a handout.
It's good. I love it. Okay. Looking back, would you do it again?
Beast Games?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I encourage anybody who's interested. And by the way, season 2 right now is still accepting applications. Like, I tell my sisters that they should apply. And,
interesting.
Oh yeah. It was an adventure of a lifetime. Again, winning $10 million is the creme de la creme. It's like, you can't beat it. If I didn't win, I'd be saying the same thing. It was an amazing experience.
That's cool.
Are you going to sign up?
No, absolutely not, dude. I'm too competitive.
That's why they need you.
Yeah, they don't need me. My family needs me more. It's 5 weeks, man. That's a long time.
Yeah. Or you could also just accept a bribe early on. Come home with $100,000.
Hit the button. Boom. No, yeah. I'm Tawana on that deal. I'm not. My credibility is not for sale. I love it. Is it out in California? Where do they shoot it?
This one was mostly in Toronto, and then the island was in Panama. So, okay. But I don't know where season 2 is going to be filmed. Probably U.S. is my guess, but yeah, who knows?
Jeff, thanks for being so passionate. Thanks for being a guy that just didn't win $10 million, but has a little bit more structure than just that. I'm a huge fan, man. Congratulations. And anything that Uncommon Wealth can do to help you guys just kind of continue to try to find a cure for Lucas and kind of promote you will do. But thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
No, I loved it. Really enjoyed it, and happy to come back anytime.
All right. Well, you've been listening to Uncommon Wealth Podcast. Until next time, go be uncommon.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.